This video is going to explain the easiest cast on. It isn't the best cast on, but it certainly is the easiest one and the best one for beginners. So here we go. For this, you're going to need a ball of yarn, and here's the end of your yarn. And you're going to put the end of the yarn near the end of your knitting needle. And you're going to hold your knitting needle so that three things come out the top: thumb, needle, and yarn. So this is my one hand. My other hand is going to do almost the same thing except with no needle in it. This is my setup. Thumb, needle, knuckle bones. It's like a bridge made out of yarn. Knuckle bone, thumb. Looks like goalposts, yes? Looks like goalposts. Now, this is going to be my working thumb for this part of the project. This thumb is going to go up and over my goalposts, just like a football would, up and over the top, and scoops around towards you. And what that makes is a little loop on my thumb, and that's a stitch, but I don't want to knit with my thumb, so I'm going to put it over here instead by transferring it over, sliding my needle in there, and pulling my thumb out. And there is stitch number one. Let's do that again. Here's our bridge. We've got all our thumbs pointing away from us, and there's our needle. This thumb is going to go up and over the top. Here we go. Up and over the top. Scoop around towards you. There's another loop on my thumb. I want to put that over here, so I'm going to put the tip of my needle right here, slide them together. Notice how everything is pointing away from me. Take out my thumb. There's two. Let's try that again. Here's my thumbs. My working thumb is going to go up and over the goalposts and scoop back toward me. There's my loop again. Transfer it over here by sliding my needle up inside. Come in there, you. And sliding my thumb out. That's three. Thumb goes up and over the top. Working needle scoops right up here. Everything points away from me. Take out my thumb. That's four. You don't want to pull these too tight. Make sure you leave them kind of soft and fluffy, and they should slide easily so that when you're ready to knit them, they aren't too snug. Okay? So keep them nice and loose, nice and soft. You should be able to like squeeze them and they feel squeezy. All right, working thumb goes up and over the top. Again, it makes a loop, but I want it over here, so I'm going to transfer it over. Do it again. Thumb goes up and over the top. Needle scoops up that stitch. Don't pull too tight now. Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to stop when I get to 10. Up and over the top. There's a stitch on my thumb, but I want it on my needle. My two thumbs are ready. Up and over the top, but I want it on my needle. There we go, and here's my little bridge going between my knuckles. Up and over the top. My needle's going to pick that right up. Take out my thumb. How are we doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, good, I'm almost done. Up and over the top. Scoop it up. And there's my 10 stitches. Now I'm ready to hold this in my left hand, like always. And here's my yarn. And here's my needles. And here's stitch number 1. Here's my working needle, just like always. And my yarn is down in the front and scooped to the back. And I'm ready to pick up stitch number 1. Right in the front to back. Now there's another video about the knit stitch, but I'll just do one row just so you can see. And I'm going to wrap my yarn around the back needle only. Give a little tiny tug right here. I'm going to pull this loop right here. I'm going to pull it right through with the tip of my needle. I'm going to slide that old stitch off. Let's try that again. Front to back. My yarn's going to go around the back and in between. Give that little tug. Use the tip of your needle to pull that loop right through. Slide it off. I'm going to go front to back on here. So when I do that, my working needle ends up in the back, right? Wrap around the back needle only. Give that little tug. Tug, 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 because that makes that. There it shows up right there. Pull the tip of your needle through and slide it off. Pick up your next stitch. Here we go. Right here, right from here. Scoop right here and go under so you end up in the back. Wrap your yarn around the back needle only. Give a little tug. There's that yarn right there. Front front to back. Wrap your yarn around the back needle only. Give that little tug. We want to give that tug because we want this yarn to be nestled inside. Right now it's sitting on the top, but we want it in there. There we go. Now it's inside. Pull that loop through and slide off your old loop. There we are in our next stitch. Here we go. Next stitch right here, front to back. Oh, come on, my yarn is starting to split. There we go, front to back. Wrap around the back needle only and then give a little tug. That will help us to find that loop. There it is. Here's the loop we're trying to pull through. There's that loop pulling through, just like that. Slide it off. There's my next stitch. I'm going to slide this right in. So 2 needles are sharing that hole. Around the back, give that little tug, pull through your loop. Next stitch right here, front to back. Around the back and in between, give a little tug. Through the window, slide it off. Front to back, wrap around the back and in between. Through the window, slide it off. Last one, front to back. Around the back and in between. Give a little tug, pull that stitch right through that window, and slide it off. And that's the first row. There's another video that it goes a little more slowly about the knit stitch, but now you know how to cast on, and now you know how to knit your first row.